Are you a Dave? Would you like to stop being one? Well, too fucking bad. We're bridges, not miracle workers. But you can at least stop being called a Dave by contributing to this channel via our Patreon. That's right, for only $1 a month, if you want to be a bitch about it, you can stop being called a Dave and get early looks and sneak peeks at upcoming projects. Well, some of you. The Dollar Store patrons only get early access.
Who the fuck ordered a commercial for our Patreon?
Ha ha!
No, seriously, why are we advertising during a one-shot?
Or you can be super badasses like these guys. They help us keep the lights on, hire new editors, and let us do more projects like this one.
Who the fuck are you? And why are you here?
But that's not all. You also get full access to our Discord channel instead of the meager Dave level. And if you want to be a super mega ultra hyper dab on the haters not Dave...
You can't throw random adjectives like that together and call it a sentence!
Ha ha! You wrote it.
And then I deleted it because it hurt my brain to type that crap. Seriously, how did you find it?
They get to know how it all ends and how it's connected. Don't believe me? Ask Angel. He knows the end to LHA and it will blow your mind. Like Snoo Snoo.
We did tell Angel, and that was the reaction.
So if you don't want to be a Dave and actually want that good shit, become a patron, and not a cheap $1 whore patron. Become a champagne patron.
We love all of our patrons just for helping out. The amount isn't what matters. Don't listen to his lies!
The link is in the description below, along with the link to our Discord. Did I mention we have a Discord? 'Cause we have a Discord. It's made of real velour.
Okay, this needs to end right now.
And who's gonna stop it, Dave? You?
You know I meant you, right?
And now back to our program. Don't forget to become a patron today.
And we're live.
Hello, everyone.
Hello! There's a fell! There's a fell with us finally!
I know.
Gasp.
Gasp!
And this has been a nightmare at work. And I finally
Okay,
have fun doing
so I said that in the beginning we would have good news. This good news occurred, what, like 30 minutes ago? Like it's fucking fresh. Hot off the press good news. Hold on, I'm eating chicken.
Chicken.
Mm-hmm. And for once, it's not fried; it's baked chicken. Little bits of tomato cheese and tomato sauce on top, and a little strip of bacon. Oh, it's so nice. Alrighty. So sorry for chewing into the microphone like that, but that's also kind of leading into what we're going to be talking about. Fell isn't real. He's a figment of Richie's subconscious self-loathing.
Oh,
All right, Leroy. Hi, guys. All right, who's ready for some good news? And there's a reason I'm saying good like that.
Is it about chicken?
It might be that. It could be cake.
Cake
There
is a
could
lie.
be cake. No. All right. I love that we play the commercial every time, and we mention Angel, and then Angel just showed up in the chat. Hi, Angel.
Hey, Angel.
wow.
All right.
That's the
So-
summoning spell.
So who is ready? It was the summoning spell. It finally worked. Who's ready? Who's ready for some good news? I got my stream snack of apple. There you go, Gem Sauce. You are set up for this. So Thursday at 10 a.m. Pacific time, ladies and gentlemen. So for those of you that are in Mountain, that is 11 a.m. If you're Central, that's noon. If you're on the East Coast, that's 1 in the afternoon. I can't do any of the rest of the world, guys. You'll have to look it up. Google's a thing. It helps. We have a live interview that we're going to be conducting over Discord. So we're going to be doing a live sit-down interview, chilling, chatting, having a good time, asking some questions. May take some questions from you guys. I know we are going to have questions up front. That's the Mountain Dew. Sorry, guys. But Richie, you may be asking, who is this poor sod that you have roped into sitting down with you hapless fools? Okay, hapless fools plus Calvin. And hapless fools plus Calvin. At least I can admit to what I am. I know I'm kind of insulting Fel, but let's face it, at this point in time, that's the name of the game. like even though I want it to end, you guys won't let it. But who is this poor fool? Well, this poor fool happens to be a really, really inspirational dude, at least to several of us. We've watched several of his videos. We passed them around and shit. And I do actually want to talk to him about his alcoholic beverages video, which just recently got released. You'll see it as soon as I unload this. If you haven't heard, Chef PK, we're going to be sitting down and chatting with Chef PK this Thursday. We're going to talk about anime and stuff. And by and stuff, I mean we're going to talk about anime, video games, food, all sorts of stuff. It's going to be one of those kind of free-form interviews. We'll have questions for him. We'll be chatting. Like, it's more of just a chat, and he can straight out ask us questions if he wants. Because, I mean, shit, we've got an audio engineer and a composer sitting right here amongst us. We've got 2 writers and directors and 3 voice actors between us. One of those voice actors has actually made money off of his voice. Fell. No.
I cannot. What?
And at least one amateur baker among all of us.
Fell.
I mean, I don't disagree because I'm actually looking at taking over the baking position, so I can do more stuff with you guys.
Nice. All right.
Okay.
Sweet.
But we will have questions for him, and hopefully he will have questions for us. I loosely use the term interview, but it's more about just kind of hang out.
Basically, an hour of just bullshitting.
I bake
in the best way
yeah,
possible.
Wraith, I bake too. There's just not an oven involved.
I am not half baked.
Thank you for that, Calvin. All right. Man, we got a lot of news to cover too, but we're really excited for this. This happened just a little bit ago. So yeah, this was crazy surprising. I can't go much into it at the moment. I can just say that this is a conversation that we had a little bit. I can just show you a little bit, and he's like, sounds good to me. So we're jumping in, and we're going to talk about all the nerdy shit we want to talk about. He did tell me about a project that he's working on Saturday, because we were trying to schedule stuff, and I was like, oh, hey, is Saturday good? Because, guys, I don't know if you know this, we're still recording. We're still effing recording. I'm still directing people and doing recording bits for LHA 10. Richie is kind of sus. I'm always sus. Like if I'm not making you feel like this is why I can't play Among Us. No matter what I do, you will all think I killed somebody. Sometimes you may not be wrong, but you will always think I'm the killer. Look, just because I want to murder you all doesn't mean I actually did it. There is a difference. Wraith's like, I won't. Liar! Wraith, you a liar!
What I've learned is that I'm a really good killer in Among Us.
Because you'll be dead third? How dare you, Wraith? Stop assuming that I wouldn't murder you first. Alright. So, that having been said, should we get to the actual news and stuff? Like, start the show proper?
I suppose.
Oh. finishing off, lastly, if you have not gone and checked out Chef PK's channel, you absolutely should. As you can see, he has made a lot of different anime foods. We talked about last week, he made the Crescent Burger from Log Horizon. 6 days ago, he and a friend who is a bartender made a bunch of Overwatch drinks. So if you like alcohol and you like tasty drinks, you might want to head over there. The only non-alcoholic thing they made was they made a milkshake for Soldier 76. Apparently he has a very patriotic milkshake.
Oh.
Rick, I don't have Among Us. Literally, I had to tell Fel not to give me Fall Guys. I had to refuse Fall Guys. Like, you guys don't understand. You don't understand. I don't have the time. Yeah, I refused Among Us. Guys, I don't have time to, like, focus on other stuff. Like, do you not understand? Like, okay, I'm about to start a full run through of ultra hard mode. It's not about the money. It's about I don't have the time. I have literally far less time now than I do at any other time of the year because we're working on so much shit. There's Slime 6, Slime 7, LHA 10.5. Then there is effing the LHA 11, the Christmas special, and Infinity's Light. I just don't have the time, guys. I don't. And if you're an executive producer, after the show is over, jump in to the Slime chat, general chat and Slime after the show is over. I do want to update you guys on something that happened. It's the thing we had to have an emergency meeting about last night, guys. I feel like our executive producers need to hear, that way they know in case there's a delay in anything, why there's a delay, because you guys are throwing the amount of money at us that you are throwing, so you deserve to hear what's going on. Is it because you're always derailing Wraith? No. No. It's because Wraith is always derailing me. All right, so if you didn't know, The Mandalorian Season 2 dropped an official trailer. I wanted to get thoughts on this. That's our first story. I wanted to get your thoughts. You guys saw this, right?
Yeah, I'm excited. Like, legit, I am excited for this.
Did you get, because The Mandalorian's the reason I like The Mandalorian's, honestly, it's the reason I bought a Disney Plus account. They're like, we got all the Marvel movies, and I'm like, I already have that.
Yeah, no, I have to agree.
And they're like, all your favorite Disney cartoons are here, and I'm like, yeah, so about that. I'm like, bruh. Now, if they put the new DuckTales up on Disney Plus, I'm down with that too.
They need to put Owl House on there.
I still haven't seen the freaking I know that the Mighty Ducks 1 and 2 are up, and I haven't watched them yet, and I need to, because it's been forever since I watched them. I miss that show. Or I want to go back and see if it was nostalgia goggles that is making me want to watch it, or if it's like as good as I remember. Anyway, but yeah, The Mandalorian is the real reason I got a Disney Plus account, so I'm super looking forward to this. We did hear news that oh god, what's his name? The guy that plays the Mandalorian, the actor.
Oh fuck.
The actor that plays the Mandalorian, I hear he quit halfway through because he wanted to have screen time without his helmet, and they weren't down to do that. And I can get, like, I can get on both sides of this, and it does look like, and it's multiple sources reporting on this, so it does seem to have a bit of legitimacy to it. But it sounds like he quit halfway through because he wanted he wanted FaceTime on camera, and it's not Disney that specifically said that. It was he went and talked to Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau, and they weren't down. And so the real tension happened when he went to Lucasfilm, kind of behind their backs, and talked to them about it. And then so like that's the big controversy that's going on around. That's kind of put a little bit of a damper on how I'm feeling about season 2 of the Mando and possible season 3 stuff. Though I am hopeful, especially if they're bringing in. I'm thinking that might be why they're bringing characters like Ahsoka and Luke and people like that in later. And honestly, let's be real. It's not. I mean, it's a good Western, but Mando is not the one that's pulling that ship. It's the Baby Yoda show.
Yeah, it is the Baby Yoda show. Like, I get why he's upset, but at the same time, I would argue that.
I mean, what makes the Mandalorian so cool is like not seeing his face, and I feel like even though we've seen it once and we know who the actor is behind it and everything, it's kind of like, dude, the fact that you're able to pull off such a convincing performance when we can't even see your face, it speaks more to your talent as an actor than us having screen time where we could see your face, you know? Oh, also, I'm wondering what little sneaky hints are in there, because I didn't know this until recently. In the behind the scenes for the Tatooine episode, which I think was like 5 or something, it turns out that the bartender droid that was at the cantina, you remember they went back to the same cantina where they met Han and everything, and this time there was a droid behind there? That droid was voiced by Mark Hamill.
Oh.
Like, what? That blew me away. I was so stoked about that. So I'm like, what other little things they gonna sneak in? Because I know that when they went to do the Prison Break episode, the guy, the New Republic guard that they had there, that was Matt Lantern, who voices Anakin Skywalker in the Clone Wars. So it's just kind of cool how Dave Filoni can like sprinkle people in there. And it sounds like the person that's going to be in charge of the Obi-Wan series is going to be in charge and directing that one is going to be Danielle Chow. I don't know if that's. I know Chow is her last name. She directed the 3rd episode of The Mandalorian. It's like Deborah Chow or Danielle. I don't remember which, but and I apologize for not remembering all this stuff, but ADHD, guys. But what do you guys think about that? Because she did like one of the coolest episodes of The Mandalorian, which was episode 3.
Honestly, I have to say, it is a real. It's just like, don't get me wrong. I like the actor. It is disappointing to hear that I get he wanted more screen time, but we saw his face once, but we didn't need to see it again.
And again, I can see where
I may have an update on that.
Oh, go for it.
This is from WeGotThisCovered.com. Last week, a worrying rumor started circulating that Pedro Pascal has exited The Mandalorian. He's the actor that plays The Mandalorian.
Pedro
Insider
Pascal,
Grace Rand.
And he's going to be in fucking Wonder Woman. He's one of the bad guys. Like, bro, you're doing great without your mask. Calm down.
Oh, you said it was a rumor.
Yes. Insider Grace Randolph shared that multiple sources had told her that the actor had proved difficult on set and was demanding a chance to take his helmet off in more scenes due to the discomfort of wearing the heavy headgear. Producers wouldn't budge on this, so Pascal was allegedly fired/resigned after a quote-unquote pretty bad split midway through production. Of course, this isn't what fans want to hear, to say the least, but thankfully a new report has now come out which completely refutes the previous claims.
Oh, thank God.
Tipster Mikey Sutton of Geekosity has shared that his own sources close to production, quote-unquote, firmly deny that Pascal has left the show in any capacity. And these sources provided a couple of reasons for why the Wonder Woman 1984 star making his alleged ultimatum wouldn't make any sense.
I was gonna
For
say,
one,
yeah, that seemed a little. I mean, you would think he'd be able to embody the character well enough that he wouldn't be like, "Hey, I want screen time without my, with my face." I'm like, "Come on, dude."
right.
All right,
For
so it
one,
seems like those
oh,
sources
okay.
were feeding her false information, which I'm glad for. But please continue. Sorry.
Okay, no problem. For one, they point out that the actor would have been informed before signing on that his face would be covered up virtually at all times.
Mm-hmm.
So it is unlikely that he would suddenly take issue with this quote unquote integral part of his character solely in the game.
And
What's
you would
more,
think that would be in the contract too before he signed.
right, exactly. What's more, Pascal is known to share his portrayal of Din Djarin with stunt performers Brendan Wayne and Lateef Crowder.
Oh, Din
So,
Djarin. Yeah,
sorry,
that's okay. That's okay.
there's there's no extra. Okay, whatever. Okay. So if he ever did become uncomfortable working under the helmet, one of them could take over for a bit.
Yeah, I was gonna say the stunt people
So,
could absolutely take over for him, and he could do voiceover.
Sutton's source also had some strong words in reply to the rumor. Quote, this is another example of how people are trying to damage the Star Wars brand for personal beef or profit from it on social media, unquote. Even before this counterpoint, it's already hard to swallow that Pascal would be so difficult on set. After all, we've never heard anything negative about the actor's work ethic before, and he's quite beloved on social media for being a nice guy.
Yeah, he really,
In
really
any
is.
in any case, we'll hopefully get some firm confirmation on this in the near future. But until then, we look forward to The Mandalorian Season 2 premiering on Disney Plus on
Hi,
October
Carl.
30th.
Okay, so
Yeah.
that's good.
I'm glad
Yeehaw.
to hear that that was just a rumor, and I'm really looking forward to things. I'm really looking forward to season 2. How hype are you guys for season 2? Let us know in the chat. Like, I'm pretty hyped, but I want to move on to the next story because we've got 10 stories. And Fel, this is one of the ones that you turned in, so I want to let you take over here.
All right. Which one was it? Let's
Ikea.
see. Oh, yes. So Ikea has teamed up with Republic of Gaming that they are going to be working on gaming themed furniture. So that means some chairs, tables, desks, all sorts of fun stuff. And honestly, I'm excited for this because I'm kind of in need of a new desk. And IKEA is actually one of those that honestly their products are really great and I would say sometimes pretty affordable.
Yes.
It's depending. So to have something that's allegedly really good for both, that will be easier access and whatnot, I think that's a smart move. And especially teaming up with Republic of Gaming, who make like a shit ton of stuff for gamers and everything.
I was trying to see if I could find more images of this, but apparently they don't have any.
Oh, I really do
Yeah.
wish they had like imagery of like.
Yeah, I really do too.
It seems like this is like very very early news, and so
Yeah.
I don't think there's like enough information or like concepts for us to see at this point because this won't happen until 2021.
I love funny AMV second said I don't remember the line, but IKEA already makes a good gaming desk with cable management.
Ooh, something to look
Uh,
into.
So something to already look into. Yeah. Hey Arlen.
So
I'm just gonna keep repeating our good news when new people come in. So once we get done with this story, I'm gonna share our good news for those who did not make it at the beginning. So Arlen, Carl, we've got some pretty good news to share with you guys. Good surprise news. Alrighty. Anything to add on this?
Honestly, I think this is fantastic. I'm already like I want to see what some of the furniture looks like, I was really hoping they would have at least maybe one.
I've never been to an IKEA in my entire life. I have no idea what it's like, but I have been told that like if you go into an IKEA, you're not just going to a furniture store, you're having a fucking experience. And I'm like, "Oh, okay."
Yes,
I
that
have
is
seen
that is
I have seen
true.
some
That is
videos of
very
people
true.
playing hide and seek in IKEA stores. And I'm like, "Oh, okay. That sounds like fun. Too bad I'm fat and can't do that." But I have been told I need to go to an IKEA and like just for the experience. Like even if I can't afford jack shit.
I heard they have really good hot dogs too.
The food there is actually very good. I can
There's a
confirm
reason
that.
why SCP has an infinite IKEA store. What?
Oh yeah, no, that's one of the mythos.
Oh,
Is a
yeah. My best friend and I love going to IKEA to plan out our dream homes and eat meatballs. Dear God, that's wow. We're hearing a lot of positivity about IKEA. All I'm hearing is
I mean,
a bunch of people in the chat. Richie, you need to go to a fucking IKEA and film that shit. Like that's what I'm hearing. You should try their Swedish meatballs. I bet you love their balls in your mouth, Rick. Joined because it said actually talking about anime, and there is IKEA. Well, Ian, the reason we're talking about IKEA is because IKEA is bringing out a line of pro gaming furniture with Asus ROG. So there we go. All right. So
oh,
to our good news, to our surprise good news for everybody, this Thursday at 10 a.m. in the morning Pacific time, we will be sitting down to have a live interview with Chef PK. So we're going to talk about anime, video games, food, all sorts of stuff. We're going to ask him questions. He can ask us questions. You guys can ask questions. That is our crazy good news. This literally just happened like 45 minutes ago. No, almost an hour ago. We set this whole thing up. This was really cool. I just reached out to him and was like, hey, would you like to sit down and chat with us about like anime, video games, stuff like that for like a quote unquote interview? And he's like, yeah, dude. And then we just kind of set up the time. So there we go. That is the surprise good news. I'm just going to keep this tab open every 2 stories if I see new people in. I just want to let them know. And guys, yes, it will be live, but you can come back and rewatch it. If you don't know who Chef PK is, bro, go check out his channel. He does anime reaction videos, and he makes anime food. As you guys can see right here, we talked about last week. He made the Crescent Burger from Log Horizon, but he also makes like a lot of food from Food Wars. And then probably one of my favorites recently was he and a bartender friend of his made a bunch of Overwatch alcoholic drinks. So if you're wanting to get tipsy gamer style, they've got the hookup for you. All right. Moving on, we've got to talk about PlayStation news, Sony news. But let's get into game stuff. Some of it's good, and we're going to have a chat, both good and bad, about some of it, and then the rest of it's just going to be, okay, cool, what do you guys think about this? All right? Let's jump into it. Okay, so Final Fantasy XVI, that's happening. I can't be the only one that saw this and was like, are we sure this is 16, or is this a new expansion for 14? Because it looks hella like 14.
well, I don't know anything about 14 to comment about that. All I know is
I've barely
that,
played it, but like I like the style though. Don't get me wrong.
all I know is that I saw it and I am very, very interested in it.
Like, okay, here's my question: how many people do you think could simultaneously go to a Ren fair and be cosplaying from FF16?
oh my, probably a lot.
Right? You could do both. You could literally show up as a Final Fantasy 16 character at Ren fair and no one would think less of you. Yeah, Final Fantasy is only on 16. They're only up to 16 of them. Final Fantasy 15 was the latest one to come out that wasn't a remake, and that came out in 2015. Would have been great if it came out in 15 came out in 2015. Yeah. That timing was great. Yeah. I've been to Ren fairs and seen a lot of Final Fantasy XVI characters. Yeah, but here's the thing. You haven't really come as a Final Fantasy XVI character until you've brought a chocobo. Also, not sure if it will be covered, but Bethesda is being acquired by Microsoft. No, it will not be covered, but that's new information. Thank you, Nuke. If we don't know about that yet, we'll probably go into it next week. Holy shit, let's get more details on
Pretty
that.
significant.
It just happened today.
Okay, if it just happened today, that's a big effing deal, and we'll probably be talking about it next week, or we can just impromptu talk about it later. But guys, we have so much story we need to talk about. All right.
Ooh, that's a big deal. Okay.
Yeah, it's a very big deal. Okay, plushie chocobo counts. Yeah, plushie chocobo counts. But yeah, guys, there was a lot of really cool stuff. Of course, this takes place in the Crystal series. Okay, I want to take a quick moment to talk about like some of the monsters and stuff that we saw in here, because it definitely, it definitely has that Final Fantasy feel. And then when we get to this part right here, and I want to make sure that I'm screen sharing with you guys, Calvin and Fel. So give me just a second. I want to make sure y'all can see this. Okay, I'm screen sharing. If y'all want to take a look.
All right.
So when we get to this frame right here, the first time we see fighting in the marsh with the monsters, anybody else get Witcher 3 vibes? Because I got Witcher 3 vibes. And I was like, oh, this looks and feels a little bit like Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. And I gotta say, that's not necessarily a bad thing. But I was just like, that's kind of weird for a Final Fantasy game that I'm kind of getting Witcher 3 vibes from that, you know? So, I was getting that, and then we move a little forward, and we get a look at a Malboro, one of the creatures that really stands out from the Final Fantasy franchise. Look at them teeth. Look at all those weird tentacles. That's an ungodly monstrosity, which is exactly what a Malboro should be. Oh, Valley of... God damn it. Oh, Valley of Plenty. Probably intentional. Witcher 3 is a great game. I mean, it's a good game. I wouldn't go so far as to say great just yet. I have to finish it first, which I think you guys are going to make me do. I will eventually get back to streaming. It looks like a mimic with tentacles. Looks like a mimic with bat shit. Actually, it looks like a beholder without eyes and a bigger mouth. Wow, it looks way better than Final Fantasy VIII. I mean, I would... Okay, again, I think if they did a remake of 8, like, that's the thing. I think that some series like 8 and 9 and 6 especially are in dire need. Like, there's such good content there. They are desperately and direly in need of an update / remake, because there's such good quality content there. Like 6 and 8 especially. Like 9 can probably stand on its own, but 6 is so good and it's so overshadowed by 7. And honestly, 6 definitely has more of a powerful story to me than 7. And 8, of course, is my favorite, so I'm going to push for that all day. Beholder without eyes is a gazer at best. Well, this thing has eyes, but it's just got like the 2. Anyway, so we move on from Malboro and its bad breath. Again, another moment. Like, look at this outfit that this girl is wearing. I'm telling you, that feels very Witcher-esque. Like, it does. Like, there's definitely a feeling of like The Witcher in here. And then we've got, wars with chocobos. Moving over. And it looks like we're gonna have a significant time jump. I gotta say, I like the logo here. Okay, so we get the young version of this character here, looking kind of angry, and then we get the older version of this character, looking very angry, and now he has like that face marking or tattoo. Looked like Yennefer's if she went blonde. Yeah, kind of a little bit. Okay, now I love the logo here. It's supposed to be like, I think that's supposed to be Ifrit, and a phoenix fighting each other. I mean, I know that it's Final Fantasy. I don't know enough about the story to know like what we're gonna be getting here. But I'm still kind of okay with that. So let's just quickly talk about thoughts that you guys had on the trailer.
Well, if anything, with the setup and everything, especially if we're using the logo, oh my god, the atmosphere for this is so fucking dark, and I absolutely love it. I'm excited, and I really don't play a lot of Final Fantasies, but this one is catching my attention heavily.
Calvin, as somebody who's only truly experienced make 1.5 Final Fantasies, because we got half, you've experienced 7, and we're like maybe halfway through 15. Thoughts?
Yeah, this one definitely caught my attention as well. Like you said, like I don't know a whole lot about Final Fantasy lore other than chocobos, but but basically like
Sid,
looking.
There's always a Sid. Biggs and Wedge are all. There's always 2 characters named Biggs and Wedge.
Right.
Chocobos are always in there. There's always going to be the Final Fantasy theme of da 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 da, and then there's always going to be the prelude theme of.
Jim Sauce, we do know how Final Fantasy did get its name.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, we're aware. We're aware that Square Soft, which is what they were back then, dumped all their money into this RPG, and they were like, "Well, it's gonna be our Final Fantasy," and then, it ended up pulling it off. Anyway, but yeah.
But yeah, medieval setting with chocobos. I'm in.
I'm interested.
I feel like here's the thing. I feel like they tried to do this a little bit with Final Fantasy XII, and that didn't go over so well. With me specifically, I guess it didn't. But maybe I should replay 12 at some point. I don't know. I don't know what the financial success of 12 was. But I do know that 12 was the last game that came out on the PS2 for Final Fantasy. Oh yeah, the secret almost impossible bosses like Omega Weapon and shit like that. Yeah, Ultima Weapon. Yeah, those are in every Final Fantasy. Sorry, Phil. You were saying?
I was going to say, I feel like this one's going to be more war-ish, which is, a lot of them have hinted at a war, but I mean, especially if you look at the logo itself, this feels like there is you're participating a lot more than.
I mean, but we've been misled by trailers for Final Fantasies in the past, so I'm not gonna jump to that conclusion just yet. The OG victory music, yeah. I think 12 was when they started getting rid of that, and I was like, oh man, because I do miss the ba 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 ba. I mean, they do have it from time to time. Shit, in 15, Prompto says it. Like Prompto actually sings it in English. Yeah, he does in Japanese too. Yeah. Alrighty, you ready to jump into the other half of Final Fantasy 16?
Yes.
Okay. PlayStation console exclusive with the tagline at the bottom, also available on PC. Well, here's the thing. All right. Piers Harding rolls clarified. Final Fantasy 16. Oh, crap. I deleted the wrong one. I meant to delete the other one. Final Fantasy 16 is a full exclusive for PlayStation 5 for 6 months, after which it can come to non-console platforms, aka PC, and a console exclusive for 12 months, after which it can also come out on other consoles. So essentially what they're saying is it's a PS5 game for 6 months, then it can hit PC, and then it can come out
in 6 months.
6 months later for Google Stadia, again, Xbox, whatever. I'm just okay. Here's the thing, and I don't like this because I don't like taking a gaming franchise that you finally opened up from being a solo console kind of series, opened it up with Final Fantasy 13, was the game that they put out on uh, PS3, Xbox 360. I don't know if Nintendo ever got their chance to have it, but Final Fantasy 15 is on Xbox One, PlayStation 4, and I believe also Nintendo Switch. And as you guys can clearly see, it's on PC. So it's available kind of everywhere. So I feel like this is kind of a step back for them to just be like, hey, Final Fantasy 16 is coming out. Oh, and by the way, it's a PlayStation exclusive. Like, I don't like that. That feels like such a slap in the face to the fans. Let us play the game on the fucking console we want. This is ridiculous. Now, I get having exclusive stuff for specific gaming platforms. I absolutely get that. Horizon Zero Dawn, that should be a PlayStation exclusive. If they want to share with PC, they can. And the same with like God of War and like the things that were specifically always PlayStation. You want to keep those always PlayStation? That's fine. But when Square decides to go, hey, we're putting this game out on all platforms, and then when they release another one later on down the road and it's just an exclusive for that console, I feel like that's kind of, I don't know what their sales numbers are, but that's kind of like a spit in the face for a lot of people who aren't planning to get a PlayStation 5 because they are either sticking with PC or they're on a different console, etc. So that's how I personally feel about it. I'm not a fan of this, but let me know your comments, your thoughts in the comments, and of course, I want to get Calvin and Fell's opinions on this. So feel free.
To be honest, I'm getting annoyed with Sony on that perspective. Sony, it's honestly, I don't think this is Square. This is Sony basically buying exclusivity. And it's starting to be very, very irritating.
I do also feel kind of like this is a Sony issue.
Because the fact is, if we're looking more recently, let's look at what happened with the Avengers game.
Mm-hmm.
That was
flopped.
Well, that flopped. On top of that, Spider-Man was supposed to be an exclusive for that.
Mm-hmm.
Spider-Man, like, I get it's because they're trying to promote Miles Morales, blah, blah, blah. But I'm sick of Sony doing stuff. Because at the moment, it's actually ruined several games that could have been cross-platform as well.
I get that, but Sony owns the rights to Spider-Man.
Oh, yeah, I know they own the rights, but it's only Sony that I've noticed been doing these exclusivities.
Exclusivity. Okay, Calvin, let's get your thoughts before I jump in on what Fell's saying.
I mean, so excuse me. Sony's just continuing to do what they've always done to assert dominance over the console wars. Is just throwing lots and lots of money at exclusivity, and it's something that continues to work in their favor. And given that they're a multinational company that is more than just console, it's console and multiple facets of entertainment. They have more money than God and several other countries combined. So they're going to continue to do what they do. Like they probably don't. They probably couldn't give two shits about how we feel about it. They're going to continue to assert dominance because capitalism.
You know, I think Biggie was right, but like it's a different kind of context. Mo money, mo problems. Only this time it's problems for us.
Yes. I'm with. I can get behind that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, to that point, we all agree it's incredibly frustrating. Like Square fucking waved a carrot at us, opening up Final Fantasy to different consoles, and just we're just being strung along even further with this.
And this is
Like
coming
it
off the
almost
heels.
fixed.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Like I haven't owned a PlayStation since PS1.
Mmm.
Not like nothing to do with Sony. More of PlayStation's fans being like absolute trolls and sheep.
Mm-hmm. PlayStation's fans were a big reason why it took me so long to go from. Like, okay, I went from having a PS2 to having an Xbox 360 and an Xbox One, and it took me forever to get a PlayStation 3, mostly because of PlayStation fanboys. The main
Yeah,
reason,
right.
the main reason I got a PS3 is because I wanted to play The Last of Us. That
You
was
want to
it.
play what?
The Last of Us.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Like like this almost makes me want to consider getting a PS5. The
Don't.
likely answer for me is no.
Uh-uh. No,
I
not right
have
now.
like I have honestly completely sat out of this current console generation because frankly because of all this crap about exclusivity and
All right,
just general
jumping back onto
foolishness.
that.
So
Jumping back onto that, I was already really annoyed with this exclusivity bullshit going on with Square with the Final Fantasy VII remake, which has a 1 year exclusivity deal with Sony. Because honestly, the Final Fantasy VII remake should be out there for everybody. I don't know what kind of money Sony threw at them, but I'm like, dude, y'all could have made
it had to have been really good.
so much fucking money, just releasing it everywhere.
I mean, that just kind of goes back to Sony having more money than God in most countries combined, and so they had to have thrown Square Enix a significant amount of money to continue the exclusivity deal. Like
See, the government,
significant.
all the politicians here want to bitch and bitch and bitch about Hollywood, but bro, at the end of the day, the gaming industry makes more money than Hollywood twice over. Just saying.
Right.
It's a fucking industry. It's a juggernaut. The gaming industry is bigger than Hollywood. Like, I'm just telling you that right now. All right. Yeah, I don't like this exclusivity bullshit, and we'll get into why I don't think you should get a PS5 right now later because that's an upcoming topic. But also, Sony is the one that's usually got their foot in, that's standing in the way of letting crossplay happen. Because Microsoft is down
Ah.
with it, Steam is down with it, but Sony's usually Nintendo's down with it, but Sony's usually the one that's like, no. With the exception of certain games like, I think Fortnite. I don't know what else, but Fortnite is definitely one of them.
It took a little bit though.
Bungie is pushing hard next year to try and get crossplay happening for Destiny. They want crossplay. The fans want crossplay. I'd definitely be more down to play if I could play with PlayStation people and Xbox people while I'm playing on PC. It's just that simple. Alrighty. So now that we've covered that controversy, let's get into the gameplay for the Spider-Man Miles Morales. Honestly, I'm glad to see this. His powers, I like how they were portrayed. But I gotta say, there was a lot more cutscene in a gameplay video than I was expecting. When you say you're releasing a gameplay trailer, I want more than 50% of it to be gameplay. That's my one big criticism. However, I enjoyed everything I saw.
I mean, it looked awesome.
And as somebody that played the original PS4 Spider-Man, I'm down. Now, this game is significantly shorter than Spider-Man PS4. It's like, it's supposed, I mean, rumor is it's like 10 hours or some shit. And I'm like, yeah, I don't know if I want to pay $60 for a 10-hour game. But it is what it is. So, let me get your thoughts, guys. What y'all got to say about this trailer?
Oh, for one, I enjoyed the fact that they made it feel so much like New York straight off the bat.
Brooklyn.
Like I feel fairly certain like if that's Brooklyn that they depicted,
Mm-hmm.
there's a good
Harlem.
chance
Sorry,
that the
that's Harlem.
oh, okay, that's Harlem. Okay, so it's
Even
not
more.
so so that wouldn't have been the Feast of the
Yeah,
Giglio.
they were, because I think they said something about Harlem. But I definitely
either way,
felt the Puerto Rican vibe in there.
The street fair that Miles and the other dude walked through. I've been to that before. And one thing that I find hilarious
as a New Yorker, you know, how you rate this? How you rate the authenticity of this?
Absolute fucking thumbs up for me, 100%.
All right, good shit. I'm gonna make sure everybody.
And also,
you have to do that accent tomorrow on your show, by the way. One time, just for me. Either that, or you have to, like, for a second, talk about the Spider-Man game. You have to talk about Miles Morales, like, give it a little bit of love.
It'll have to wait till next week because I have a thing. Because I have a theme for tomorrow's show.
Look at you weaseling out. He's gonna have to do the accent then. That's what it is. He can't talk about Spider-Man. He's got to do the accent tomorrow.
But
peer pressure.
One thing that I found hilarious that one of my friends pointed out was the fact that the artistic directors made sure that they put Tim's on Miles Morales, and I love that.
You ain't gonna walk out. On the streets in some Jordans, man. Nah. You can't. You can't walk out there. You can't be Spider-Man wearing J's. You know you're gonna mess up them J's.
Exactly.
My God.
You think what? Think about it. Think about it. You're walking around in New York with a pair of J's, a good pair of J's, right? And then suddenly you gotta change into Spider-Man, throw that shit up somewhere, and hope nobody steals your Jordans. Bitch. I looked Miles right in his
there's no
ocular.
way you...
I looked like his what's the thing? Ocular devices.
Right in his optic stems.
Right in his optic stems, and I said, "Bitch." All right. That was
Besides,
just
there's no way. I appreciate that. Besides, there's no way Miles would want to even fathom or entertain the fact of the possibility of scuffing up his J's walking outside in the middle of winter. Nah.
You heard it here, folks. You take care of them J's.
Absolutely. But all aesthetics aside,
evolved into a shoe conversation. we gotta get all the boys on. We gotta get all the boys on. You know they're gonna just be like, "No, he right, dog. He right. You only gonna them J's could be gone quick."
Today we learned that we are all secretly hype beasts.
Now, I will say I am hyped what they showed for Miles.
Mm-hmm.
I will say that I am just a little sad that they didn't hearing the news that it is just 10 hours. But I mean, it's not supposed to be it's not the official sequel. It's leading up to the sequel from what it is. Said.
From what I understand, this takes place a year after Spider-Man PS4.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm.
Well, now that we've had this talk about shoes and authenticity, are there any last-minute comments you guys have about the PS4 Spider-Man trailer? And
honestly,
you guys in the comments as well. Chat.
I'm excited for it.
Mm-hmm.
And then, yeah. I will say I will probably be getting it for PS4 at the moment, though. Let's be clear.
Are these titles also coming out for PS4?
Spider-Man has been confirmed. I don't know about God of War.
Okay.
Mm.
All right. Spider goes zap. Well, the spider do go zap. He has electric powers. Like, if you don't know, Miles has some extra powers on top of what Peter has. He has like an electric shock ability, and he has invisibility. Of course, if you don't know that, please go watch Into the Spider-Verse. Get yourself some culture. Just go on, go. If you haven't seen it, I'm gonna ask your mama to slap you. And if your mama not around, well, then you've already been slapped, just in a different way. I don't know. I just thought of something to say stupidly. All right. Was that food so good make you want to slap your mama? Hey, mama! Whoosh! God damn it! I fucking love that shit, man. Oh man! All right. I know Fell's going to be excited for this one. So, guys, Hogwarts Legacy is coming out. This is a Harry Potter universe game. Wizarding World takes place in the 1800s. It's all about Hogwarts. It looks like, motherfuckers, your owls have finally come in. How do you feel about this? I mean, I'm more interested in your perspective because I didn't grow up with Harry Potter. I was in my 20s when it all came out.
Harry Potter, to me, this is an exciting game. But right now, the timing is absolutely shitty because J.K. Rowling
no doubt
has been shitty.
Because J.K. Rowling has been just kind of J.K. Rowling. But at the same time, I'm excited for what's coming up in the Fantastic Beasts saga with Johnny Depp. Because thank God Johnny Depp got cleared of that bullshit.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I have to agree. So
Mama gonna knock you.
I know the whole community is divided because J.K. Rowling will get royalties because it is Harry Potter. But at the same time, the devs have been working on this for years. The devs should not be punished.
And it's not everybody that worked on this. It's not their fault that the creator of Harry Potter has become like a shitty person. You know?
Right.
So it's not their fault. And I mean, I'm kind of interested, but this is a wait and see for me. You know, because I've been teased with Harry Potter shit before, and I've let other people play it, and I'm like, thank God I didn't get it. Though I did hear that Lego Harry Potter was kind of fun. But again, I didn't grow up with Harry Potter. It's not that directly connected to my life, so I don't think I have quite the attachment that, like, say, my brother and a lot of people who grew up with Harry Potter would have. I'm in my late 30s, not my late 20s. If I was in my late 20s, this would mean more. I feel.
And it means a lot to me. So, but and
that's why I wanted to get your opinion and your perspective, because you have a different outlook.
Yeah, like I said, I'm excited, but with the whole controversy, it sucks.
Yeah,
it really sucks, and I'm not saying.
And I don't think it's necessarily because of the game. I think it just sucks to be a Harry Potter fan right now in general.
It really does.
Yeah.
Because you want to love your series.
Here's the thing. If people can disconnect J.K. Rowling, the person, from the work, I think that... And believe me, I understand where you're coming from, because, again, Rurouni Kenshin. You know? I legit do not like Watanuki-san. However, I fucking love Rurouni Kenshin. And if we didn't have Rurouni Kenshin, we wouldn't have One Piece, because Oda was an assistant on Rurouni Kenshin. So, and that's
right.
When he was working as an assistant is when he got the idea for One Piece. So, think of all the really creative shit that has come out of not just the Wizarding World and the Harry Potter universe, but also people who grew up reading this and decided to make stories and tell stories of their own. So I'm not going to let one person and their opinions and ideas ruin what is a very positive thing for so many other people. That's how I'm gonna approach this. So I'm gonna treat this like every other Harry Potter game. For me, this is a wait and see because I don't have that attachment to it. But if everybody's like, "Oh my god, you gotta try this! It's so fucking fun," then I'm down. I'm absolutely down, especially if it's got a good story. Like, guys, you gotta realize I play a lot of old games right now, so graphics don't mean as much to me as they probably do to a lot of other people. First thing I need you to nail: have a good story. Number two, have good characters. If you've got those two things, you've typically got me for the game. And as much as people want to bitch about The Last of Us 2, it had a good story and it had good characters. Whether I like them or not, those characters were built up well. Like, I
That's a
fucking
story.
hated Abby. I hated that bitch. That's a well-developed character because you made me hate her. Not just because of her actions, but the type of person that she was. But you also kind of made me sympathize with her a little, or empathize with her a little bit when I was playing her and I started getting her story and shit. That's still good character building. Like, you fleshed out a fucking character. So you get story and character, I'll play your game, and I'll probably enjoy it, and I'll love your game. I got to disconnect work in person. Oh yes. I can't talk about that comment, but yes, you got to disconnect the work from the person. I absolutely agree. Alrighty. Any last minute thoughts on Harry Potter?
Nothing on Harry Potter.
I didn't really grow up on Harry Potter either. I saw a couple of the only one of the movie
I've
one of
watched
the
all of them,
films
but, like,
in the theater.
Oh, okay.
But like I never really read the books or anything like that. But
I think I read
what made me really understand like the draw and the appeal of excuse me, of the series was the Pottermore website.
Mm.
Like,
Oh, so
so
you got in because of Pottermore. All right.
I remember
yes.
a lot of people. Like back
So
when we were podcasting. Almost everybody on the podcast was doing Pottermore stuff. The good old
yeah,
days back when everybody loved J.K. Rowling or Rowling, or however the fuck you say your name.
It's rolling.
I don't care.
Rolling. Okay. But yeah,
I'll
the
get her
Pottermore
name. I'll
website
get her name together when she gets her act together.
You know what? That's fair.
Oh.
Yeah.
No.
But-
I'm not. To be clear, I'm not disagreeing.
Yeah. Alrighty.
But the Pottermore website, like that really, like as a creative,
Soggy
like
tuna.
that like checked all of the boxes for me in terms of like getting my attention and like immersing me in the lore. So
One could say you could call it Nerdvana.
oh, no doubt,
Nice.
undeniably.
Okay, we got new people and we've gone through a couple of stories, so it's time to revamp that update. Guys, if you're unfamiliar with him, you should check out his work. This Thursday at 10 a.m. Pacific time, if you're on the East Coast, that is 1 in the afternoon. It is noon Central, and it is 11 a.m. over in Mountain Time. If you live in Alaska, it's 9 a.m. It's probably as the sun rises in Hawaii. I don't know. But we're going to be interviewing, we're going to be sitting down and chilling with Chef PK. I say interview. We use the term interview loosely. We're just going to chill and chat about stuff. We're going to talk about anime, video games, food, cooking, all that good stuff. If you haven't checked him out, he does reactions to anime. He makes food from anime. We talked about him last week on the Crescent Burger. Go give that Crescent Burger video some love. So, especially for the beginning when he's rocking out to database like a complete idiot, like all of us have. So yeah, when he's rocking out and head banging in his kitchen, looking like a fool, because we've all been there. So make sure to go check that out. All right, back to our regularly scheduled news. Wow, we've been at this for an hour, but I like it because because we're having a conversation about this instead of just giving the news. I think this works better. Oh, hi, Jared. I hope
Yes.
you caught all of that. We're doing an interview
Oh god.
thingy. I don't know when it's going to be at your time. 10 a.m. Pacific. Look that one up on Google, buddy. Because I'm not doing the math for Australia. Okay, so this one I'm really looking forward to. God of War Ragnarok, aka Dad of Boy 2. I'm telling you, guys, if you have not seen it, now I will have to show this to you, Calvin, because I don't remember if we showed you, but there's a series called Renegade for Life, which is basically Vegeta plays video games. Vegeta from DBZA playing video games, and oh my god, when he gets to God of War, it is fucking fantastic. But anyway, the God of War game for PS4 was phenomenal. Like, I love that game. It was a complete departure from the original setup of God of War and how that was done, and it told a very interesting and engaging story, and they're moving on with this. Now, God of War, of course, originated with Greek mythology, and the God of War for PS4 was also it did not follow the Greek mythology anymore. He was now in Norse mythology, but like he'd moved, and I don't think they explain how he got from where he started to this area, but it's the story of Kratos and his son Atreus, and they have a mission to achieve, and like the journey to get there, and then they have a hell of a surprise at the end. It was a pretty tough game, dude. Even on normal, it was challenging, and and there was a lot of lore in the game that I really enjoyed learning because I don't know a lot about Norse mythology, and this was kind of cool. And how they were setting things up for like the end was of the game. By that time, when you get back from doing what you're supposed to be doing, the reason I'm being vague about this is because I know that Calvin hasn't played it, and if he does ever get a PS4 or wants to play it, I think he should. But yeah, Dad of Boy is what we jokingly call it, because
Okay.
you literally have your child with you the whole time. It's God of War, we're like Dad of Boy, but mostly because a lot of the number one thing you're gonna hear Kratos say the most is boy, boy, boy. They even had Chris Judge, who voices Kratos in this iteration, who some of you may know as Teal'c from Stargate SG-1, telling dad jokes as Kratos, which was just beautiful. But anyway,
Oh
it
boy.
ends with the long winter is beginning, and that's signaling Ragnarok. And so that's what this is so cool. They end it by saying Ragnarok is coming, and they don't show us anything. They just let Kratos say 2 lines, and then they drop that it's coming out 2021, and we're just left going, yeah. Like, god damn, dude. That's that I will say this, Sony can do presentations. Sometimes they're hit or miss, but usually by the end you're getting something strong. Last time they did a big like presentation reveal thing, they ended with Horizon 2 Forbidden West, which holy shit. And then this time around they ended with just a tease of God of War 2 or Dad of Boy 2 Ragnarok, whatever the hell it is they're calling it. We technically don't have an official title. I'm just calling it Dad of Boy 2 for now. But they ended with that, and I was like, okay, shit, I'm down. I want to play this game. All right. Fel, I'm going to hit you up first because I think you have played this, or at least you're more familiar. Probably.
I have played the shit out of God of War, the new one. I'm fucking excited.
Yeah. Oh, dude, the hype was 11 for me, bro.
Like the end. Okay, not spoiling anything,
Calvin, I'm
God
just
of
saying
War
the like keeping kind of in a vein of an RPG, because there are RPG elements definitely in this game. The toughest motherfuckers in the game have nothing to do with the story. I'm gonna be real. The hardest motherfuckers are the Valkyries. I have gotten my ass kicked so many times by the Valkyries.
Yeah, that doesn't really spoil anything.
They will fuck your shit up. And then you have to fight the Valkyrie Queen. And it's like, nah, bruh. I'm gonna just lay here and die. Thank you. I'm gonna crawl into the fetal position. I'm good. But yeah, I'm super looking forward to this, dude. Because you get to visit most of the realms. You don't go to all 9 realms. But you're on Midgard, Helheim, Niflheim, right? Yeah, Niflheim.
Yeah, Niflheim.
You don't go to Asgard. I'm trying to think of all the places that you go to, man. They could have very easily called it God of War. Oh, the places you'll go.
Now,
I mean,
the
center of the story is literally a father and son story, but there's so much shit going on, and just like how the Greek or Roman gods, however you want to think of them, were kind of dicks. Like, holy shit, Odin, Thor, all of them, they're major fucking assholes. There's a lot of stuff going on. Like, I kind of think that it's probably better if you're not overly familiar with Norse mythology, because you're learning so fucking much.
Oh, I am not at all well versed with God of War. Period. Not the current incarnation, not the previous incarnation, not any incarnation.
I gotta tell you guys, if you request God of War for me to play and have Calvin watch, number one, it's only on PS4, so that's gonna be a bitch and a half. And number two, it's not gonna be a Calvin and chill kind of feeling. It's gonna be like, okay, screaming. There's gonna be a lot of that. I'm gonna be yelling at my TV a lot. Yeah, man. We got a tease of Thor at the end, and I'm looking forward to that. Niflheim, Helheim, the realm of the fairies, land of the dwarves, and the land of the giants. Yeah, we went to Niflheim, Helheim. Of course, you're in Midgard. Fucking hell, I forget what the Frost Giants place was called, but we go there, and then the dwarves and the fairies, we go there. So we end up at 6 of the 9 realms. We didn't get to go to 3.
So,
super high.
I mean, I don't have anything else because I'm fucking excited.
Yeah, I'm just super high. Yeah, you had my attention, but now you have my erection. You guys know what I'm about.
Fair.
All right.
I mean, fair.
Let's get back to both me and Angry Joe bitching about this. All right, guys, the PS5 pre-orders were kind of like a mess, and they happened a little like a day earlier than in some places than they should have. Joe said, "What the fuck?" because you guys promised you weren't going to do this. I'm in the same spot. How he looks is how I feel about this whole bullshit. Now, that's all I'm going to say about that. Here's what I really want to say. I'm not getting a PS5 at launch. And I don't think Calvin, even if you were considering it, I don't think you should either.
No, I wasn't. I was going to wait
it.
a year because I've been hearing, beside the pre-order, there's been other stuff about the PS5 that has me concerned.
Well, the thing is, I never, ever, ever, ever get a console at launch. I will always wait at least a year, because when a console launches, it is riddled with like bugs and glitches and some other shit. So usually a year later, they've kind of ironed out all of that and they've got it all fixed and patched and everything. So when it might be a little cheaper, I doubt it, but but I'm straight up looking for. I'm straight up looking forward to playing some of the games on PS5. But again, all this shit that they're talking about processing and resolution and all that shit, I could care less because I don't even own a 4K TV. Dude, I have a TV that's like 2006. This is like at the advent of HD. So I don't have TVs or monitors that can display that shit. All my stuff is old. I've got a new computer, but all my monitors are batshit old.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd have to get at least another new monitor that could possibly display 4K because I don't get that shit. And then I have to get a TV that could do 4K. I don't get that shit either. So I'm not going to get an Xbox Series X, an XX, and I'm not going to get a PS5 at launch because I remember the Red Ring of Death days with the 360 when it first came out. And I'm like, nah, bro, I'm going to wait until all that's been taken care of.
Now, what's interesting that I found out, and I actually talked to a GameStop employee, is right after the press conference, Sony just they got an email from the higher up saying start selling the PS5 pre-orders. No warning, nothing.
None. Yeah. Lennon's got fucking horror stories about stuff like that. I should probably bring her on at some point and just let her hey, you want to talk about some of the crazy shit? Or I don't know if that. Okay, you used to work at GameStop. Are you allowed to talk about what some of the like scary shit that happens with customers?
I can fucking talk. I don't work for the company anymore. What the fuck are they going to do?
Yeah, you don't. But I'm saying, could Lennon do that, or would she be putting her job at risk?
Ooh.
I wouldn't know.
I don't want to put Lennon's job at risk at all. You know.
I would.
But
say...
I know that she does say stuff sometimes on Twitter about like this customer was like we had a recording session set up for a thing that I can't talk about for episode 12, and it was a short thing. It's not like I'm not finished with the script, guys. She's not recording all of her stuff. There was just a thing that we're testing out that could possibly be in episode 12, and I got her to record that, and she showed up later than she initially scheduled because she said a customer came in and like they got all upset about PS5 pre-order stuff and like they trashed the store or some shit.
Oh my god, really?
Yeah. I don't remember the specifics. I'm just trying to like recount it from memory, and let's be honest, guys, my memory's not all that great. But like all I know is and she was vague about it. I don't know if she I don't know if I'm misremembering whether they trashed the store. I just know that like this customer blew up about something to do with PS5 pre-orders and took it out on the employees working at GameStop. Like it's their fucking fault. They just work at the store, dude. It's not their fucking fault. Anyway, but yeah, Sony straight up said, and this was a couple of months ago when people thought that pre-orders were open and they were going nuts about pre-orders, and they're like, guys, we will give you a heads up when we're about to do pre-orders. And Sony did not give a heads up on pre-orders.
They didn't. You want to hear
and there's
why?
There's a select amount of like they have a limited supply apparently. That's what's pissing a lot of people off. All right, what was the other information you wanted to say, Fel?
Well, the thing that's going on, why they're limiting it, and I found this out, is because of the chip that they're using.
Uh-huh.
Some of the chips that they're getting sent aren't working properly.
Mm.
So I am suspecting that's why I'm a little iffy on getting a PS5 at launch.
Oh, no, absolutely should be iffy on getting any console at launch.
Like, even the S model and the other thing. The other reason why Sony did this unannounced, and hear me out, Xbox did it perfectly. They put the pressure on Sony. Sony caved. It was a huge mistake by Sony.
What did
Think
Xbox do that pressured them?
So Xbox accidentally got leaked. Their information got leaked on both the S model
Uh-huh.
and the X series,
Uh-huh.
and their prices were now.
Gotcha. Okay.
Sony gave in without a warning because also Xbox announced like, hey, now that everyone knows the price, this tomorrow would be the start of pre-orders for the Xbox.
Mm-hmm.
Stores knew ahead of time.
Meanwhile, Nintendo's over here just chilling because they got the games that so many people are playing.
Mm-hmm.
They got the Pokemans and they got Animal Crossing, all that stuff. All right, we got to keep moving because we're almost at 9:30 now.
Yeah.
Time to move into the anime portion of anime and stuff now that we're done with the PS5 shit.
Holy shit, that took way longer than normal.
Well, that's because we're having a conversation about stuff instead of just straight out going through. All right, guys, the top 25 anime according to my anime list and the rating system. This was kind of surprising to me, a lot of this. Okay, I don't know what number 25 or 24 is, but I was kind of surprised to see season 5 of Food Wars was so low on the list. They're down to 23. Pokemon 2019 is at 22. Now, again, I don't know how competitive this shit is, but sitting in at number 20 is that time I got reincarnated as a slime OVAs. And those aren't even finished. So
there's only like 3 episodes?
This one kind of like it both was and wasn't surprising to me. Coming in at number 17 as God of High School, I honestly I would love to go back and see what last seasons were so I could see where Tower of God ranked. I guarantee it was much higher. Yeah, God of High School, like its first couple episodes, like it was mad hype, but like the story just isn't there as strongly as it is for Tower of God. Like, don't get me wrong, there's a pretty good story in God of High School, but like the story for Tower of God is so much more engaging. And especially later on, everybody was like, well, there's a really strong story, but there's not a lot of action. And I'm like, let Tower of God get a season 2. I guarantee you guys are going to see the action because literally, again, what you guys got in season 1 was like the prologue. That's setting everything up. Now you start getting the action and the story gets deeper. Like super hella deep. And there's some crazy arcs coming up. I'm really into that. Okay. Jumping up here, I was kind of surprised to see not only did this make it to the list, but it was in the top 15. Major Second. It's a baseball anime, and it's one of the few series that I'm watching right now. And I was really, really surprised to see that it was in 13th. I was like, wow, I'm not the only one that likes this show. Good to know. Fire Force, second season, 10th place. There's no episodes of this out yet. Okay, that's why Jujutsu Kaisen is already in 9th place and it hasn't aired a fucking episode. And there's another series that hasn't come out yet or hasn't finished. Yeah, okay, so September 2020 is when this is supposed to be dropping, but bro, come on, if it ain't dropping this week, it's October 2020. Detective Conan sitting solidly in 6th place. I'm like, okay, wonder what's going on there. Railgun is sitting in 5th place. I don't know what the 4th place series is, but maybe I should check that out. Kingdom 3rd season is in 3rd place. Irony. One Piece is in 2nd place, which means these have shifted because One Piece was actually in 2nd place a couple of days ago when I looked. And much to my dismay, ReZero season 2 is in 1st place. So, the world's shittiest protagonist is in 1st place. I hate that show. I really fucking hate ReZero. And I mean, I don't want to get into it because it'll be salt all day. But let me know, guys, in the comments what you think about this list. The webtoon is 8 out of 10 for God of High School. The anime is 3 out of 10. Yeah, there's a lot of content that they skip in the anime. They cut out a lot of really it feels like they cut a lot of the actual lore of the show out and just focused on the action, and I'm not down with that. Okay. ReZero Season 2 is better than Season 1. God, I hope so. Yeah, it has. Subaru is also, but Subaru also has Rim. Rim doesn't make up for shitty Subaru. Such a bitch, though. I don't get it. Yeah, Subaru is such a bitch. Like, the people that complain about protags in a lot of other isekai shit, and, like, this is the one you should be complaining all the fucking time. I just don't understand it. I will go ahead and say Shield Hero, far superior to ReZero. And I'm not salty about Shield Hero. I'm salty about the fans. Like, I feel like they overhyped Shield Hero just a little too much. You know? All right. What do you guys think about this list? Do you recognize any shows on it? And
I mean, Detective Conan still being in 6th place first.
Yeah,
Holy shit.
That's been going since 1996, January of 96, baby. It's up there.
Jesus Christ.
And there is some pretty cool Detective Conan news that I'll quickly get into. It looks like the licensing rights for some of these contracts on some things like Funimation has for Case Closed, aka Detective Conan, are slowly going away because now Funimation is able to start. Funimation is now showing the first 45 episodes of Detective Conan. So if you want to get into that, and it looks like as time goes on, those will expire, and it sounds like Crunchyroll's trying to pick it up because they've got from like I think episode 700 to current, and so they're trying to slowly grab get everything back. Yeah, Detective Conan is one of those series. Don't sleep on it. It's a good binge watch. It is a seriously good binge watch. As much as I joke about, how at this point in time Conan should have grown up naturally by now because of how long it takes. But still, Black Clover is sitting at 27. And what's really funny is like the Black Clover anime is not getting a lot of love, but the manga is still getting plenty of love. It's in a good place. It's in a very good place. Strike the Blood is still going on. Holy shit. I need to watch that. Or I need to get back into watching that, rather. But yeah, guys, let me know what y'all thought of this list down in the comments. You were hoping Misfit was in the top 25? Yeah, I mean, to be fair, I really have been enjoying Misfit and Demon King Academy. Like, I've really been enjoying it. It's only got one episode left, and then the series is over for now, I guess. But I've really been enjoying it. It's basically like, okay, the main character's OP, but he's OP on purpose, and it's not about, and the whole thing revolves around the fact that he is OP. Like, and some of the OP shit he does is just great. Like, how he just fucking owns some people, you're just like, not only was it nice, but like this person seriously deserved to get owned. If I were to talk about a new series, not a continuing series that came out this season that I would recommend to everybody, Misfit at Demon King Academy is definitely it. It's just fucking fun. It's not shut your brain off kind of fun. Like, you still need your brain to function a little bit, but it's definitely one of those popcorn anime. It's a Saturday morning cartoon anime. And it's good. It's good for what it is. It's not life-changing or anything like that, but it was never intended to be. But I would highly recommend checking it out. It's on Crunchyroll and Verve. I don't know if it's anywhere else, but yeah, Misfit. Let's check real quick. Misfit of Demon King Academy. Streaming. Oh, shit. Misfit of Misfit of Demon King Academy streaming. Crunchyroll? Netflix? Nah, I doubt it's on Netflix. I'm just doing this because I was checking to see. Oh, it's an Aniplex title. Fuck. I don't know if that means it's streaming on Funimation or anything. It's on Verve. It's on Crunchyroll. Yeah, it doesn't look like it's on Funimation. Okay. Just curious. Check out the god tier spell that is unstoppable. Anos, neat. I stopped it. We don't have a lot of love for Aniplex USA because of how much they overprice their DVDs. Like, literally, Cells at Work costs like $180 for fucking 13 episodes. Jared, it's funny that you mentioned that because our next story. Jared's like, did you hear that SAO Progressive is getting an adaptation? I'm like, well, thank you for the transition, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, so a TV adaptation of the 6-volume novel series Sword Art Online Progressive by Reki Kawahara has been announced following completion of Sword Art Online Alicization, War of Underworld second season, which I have not watched, though I have been told it does actually kind of redeem Sword Art, that previous one. But all right, so what was released was this picture of Asuna, and this takes us back to Aincrad. A lot of the negative comments that came out was how quickly we jump forward in time in the first season. So we're going back to season 1. All right. Sword Art Online Progressive novel series is a retelling of the events of the Aincrad arc of Sword Art Online, aka the only good arc. Started nearly a decade after author Reki Kawahara wrote the original web novel. Yin Press describes the first volume as follows. There's no way to beat this game. The only difference is when and where you die. 1 month has passed since Akihiko Kayaba's deadly game began, and the body count continues to rise. 2,000 players are already dead. Kirito and Asuna are two very different people, but they both desire to fight alone. Nonetheless, they find themselves drawn together to face challenges from both within and without. Given that the entire virtual world they now live in has been created as a death trap, the surviving players of Sword Art Online are starting to get desperate, and desperation makes them dangerous to loners like Kirito and Asuna. As it becomes clear that solitude equals suicide, will the two be able to overcome their differences and find the strength to believe in each other, and in so doing survive? Sword Art Online Progressive is a new version of the Sword Art Online tale that starts at the beginning of Kirito and Asuna's epic adventure on the very first level of the deadly world of Aincrad. This is the shit we wanted from the very beginning! Why was this not in the original? See, this was the kind of shit that we were hoping for, like the psychological battle and all that. And then, like, all right, this is what we wanted to get into instead of getting this cool shit, we just got another sappy ass fucking isekai love novel bullshit. And I think that's a big reason why I don't like Sword Art Online, is because it had such a great premise when it started off. I fucking loved the first 3 episodes of Sword Art Online. I thought it was such a neat and interesting concept, and then after the first 3 episodes, it just devolved into your typical anime bullshit. It started off with such promise because it looked like such a new and unique and interesting idea, and it just devolved into the typical bullshit. So then Kirito became Jesus-kun. Well, this is apparently before all that shit. So I'm interested, but I think this is going to be a wait and see for me. And honestly, I don't think I'm going to listen to the fan base on this one, because usually the fan base ruins it for me for stuff like Sword Art. Right? I fucking loathed the Sword Art fan base back in the day. I still do, actually, if I'm being honest. But I'm curious to hear your thoughts and opinions. Not just in the chat, but Fel and Calvin. Calvin, how familiar are you with Sword Art Online?
Not very.
Bless you, child. Bless you.
To be honest, I'm with Kelvin.
You don't know much about Sword Art?
No, I actually avoided the craze.
I've only
for-
watched Sword Art season 1 and season 2, but I read translations of the web novels back in the day. So I knew a lot of what was going on in season 2. I mean, the Thor related content was kind of cool. I wasn't big on Gun Gale, but I liked the final arc that they had in season 2 when I read it. I don't know if they said specifically what it was that she was dying of in the anime, but literally there is a girl that is dying of AIDS. And the way it was told, like, I'll give Reki Kawahara this. With that story that was going on, he made me cry. Like, that fucking story with the girl that, like, her and all of her friends were terminal ill patients, and being in these games and playing in these games were kind
Their
of a stuff.
escape.
Yeah, well, not just an escape. No. um Reki Kawahara gave them the nerve gear. They were the tests for the original nerve gear and everything, and they got to be in a like it was just, it was more than just an escape or whatever. But also, they were one of the few people that could. They were a group of people that could actually beat Asuna and Kirito, which the fact that they were trapped in the game for Sword Art for so long, because they were so used to it and their reflexes and everything were so much quicker and everything from being stuck in the game for 2 years and just 2 years of experience with nerve gear. They're really fucking good with it, even when it's not the nerve gear anymore. Like, they're used to how this works, so they've already got a leg up on people who just play casually. Like, they were in there 24/7. They were stuck there. So they have a leg up on, the regular players in the gaming world, and I guess what you would call filthy casuals. But yeah, man. But yeah, that's I mean, again, this is kind of a wait and see for me.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat.
All right, let's move on.
All right.
Shaman King is coming back, and it has a trailer, and fans are hyped. Now, if you did not watch the original Shaman King, first off, how dare you? But it's understandable if you missed it. You're gonna get a chance to watch it with updated uh, animation and things like that. So I don't want to go up into it too much, but Shaman King is one of the better anime to debut in the early 2000s. Is someone's opinion that wrote this. I'm not exactly going to disagree. Shaman King was the shit, dude. I remember reading the manga for it, not necessarily watching the anime, and I mean, it's been a while, so I don't remember way too much about it, but I remember how much I enjoyed Shaman King, so I'm really, really looking forward to this. If you're unfamiliar with Shaman King, it's cool, but I wanted to get your thoughts. Yes, SAO abridged is better than SAO. Yeah, I'll give, even our shitty SAO abridged on Fat Dog is better than SAO. Okay. The title is just as fresh as it was in 2001, so that's how long it's been around. But yeah, Shaman King, the series ended in '04, shortly after its first anime wrapped. Now, this new season hopes to finish Yo Asakura's story, and you can read the series' official synopsis from Kodansha below. Oh yeah, this is a Kodansha anime, or a Kodansha series. Anyway, yeah, Shaman King was kind of long, but not nearly as long as some of the other series.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. It's but it's still so fucking good, dude. So Shaman King 2001 versus Shaman King 2021. Like, you can definitely see, like, the overall, like, look and feel of Shaman King is there, but like the animation style has greatly changed when you, cuz I'm still screen sharing this shit, right?
Yep.
And it's not frozen. I mean,
Still good.
okay, cool. All right. But you guys can see this. That's the important part. But like, you can definitely
Yep.
see the difference in these two here. Oh man, I'm so it's slated to premiere in April 2021. Well, that's some fairy tale animation. It is Kodansha, but like, I'm gonna be that guy right now that's gonna tell you Shaman King better than fairy tale. Let's see.
I'm
So yeah,
excited.
man. What do you guys think about this? Like, it's cool that we're bringing some
I
old shit
mean,
back.
I have to
We had
agree.
we have Fruits Basket, and now we're getting Shaman King. I'm down. Like, I'm super fucking down.
Like next year is going to be amazing. I
Yeah.
have to say that.
I seriously.
Oh, that's why. That's why I know about Shaman King. 4 kids did it.
Yeah.
And that's also why I
I
didn't
gotta
watch
disagree.
it.
I gotta disagree. I like 2021 better than 2001. Better than Fairy Tale? Okay, I'm in. Like, it was made by an edgelord. Literally, it's the same fucking style, Cerberus. You're a goddamn edgelord. Okay. The glow up of Shaman King deserves it. Looks so clean. Okay. So, yep. There's, if you look on the left and you look on the right, there's a noticeable difference. On the left is the 2001, and on the right is 2021. I prefer the 2021. How dare you? All right. But people are looking really, really 4 kids. I'm having second thoughts. I'll watch subbed. No, 4 kids won't be doing this one. It's gonna be streaming. It's a whole different feel now. And yes, it will be
They're
subbed.
redoing the story.
Yeah, they're redoing it. It's a remake, dude. All right. I'm guessing not a lot of thoughts on this other than that's kind of cool.
Yeah, my thoughts are I want to see more.
Yeah, I absolutely do. All right. Demon Slayer Kimetsu no Yaiba reaches incredible new sales milestone. For those of you that don't know, the Demon Slayer series, the story is over. It's been over for a while. It's no secret that Demon Slayer is now one of the most popular manga series ever, thanks to the success of the anime's first outing. If you guys need something to compare to, Attack on Titan, it took a couple of years to hit where Demon Slayer just hit in 1 year. So this is crazy. But admittedly still astonishing to see just how popular the series continues to be as Koharu Gotoke's manga prepares to end with the next chapter of the series. The next volume of that series is preparing to hit shelves in Japan in just a matter of days. With the release of Volume 20's massive 2.8 million copies ordered, Demon Slayer has hit a massive new sales milestone. According to a report from Comic Natalie, when Volume 20 of the series hits shelves in Japan following a delay due to the effects of COVID, on May 13th, the series will then have more than 60 million copies in circulation. So that's not money,
Wow.
That's volumes. 60 million volumes of manga in circulation. The number accounts for digital release as well and doesn't equate to volumes sold, but it's an incredibly impressive number and doesn't equate to volumes. Okay. The series had only about 3 million copies before the anime made its debut last year and has since multiplied by an extraordinary amount. Shueisha even noted that Demon Slayer was the second highest selling series in 2019 and was just shy of One Piece's top spot, and even nabbed the top spot according to some reports. The manga indeed had a fan base going into the premiere of the anime last year, but it's hard to deny just how much it exploded over the course of the anime's first season. It wasn't an immediate hit either, and it was a slow burn that capped off with episode 19. The episode got the anime trending around the world for its incredible animation, and thus brought much more interest to the manga. I'm not gonna lie, yeah, Ufotable or UFO Table, however you want to say it, is absolutely responsible for this shit. Because the animation was so good for Demon Slayer. I mean, so fucking good. Sales came from those who wanted to read ahead and see what came next, and also buying older volumes covering a different take on the events in the anime. It's clear that the series drove a large number of new fans to enjoy manga, and the impact of this series will continue to be felt as the years roll on. It may be ending, it's over, but the series will be out on top, maybe. How do you feel about Demon Slayer's massive success? Is it somehow too popular? Did you start reading the manga because of the anime, or were you there from the beginning? No, I started reading it because of the anime, and it's fucking amazing. But yeah, guys. It was another reason why I got a Shonen Jump account, was so I could read Demon Slayer.
Demon Slayer.
Oh my god, dude. Oh my fucking god, dude. And guys, if you have or if you're considering getting a Shonen Jump, a little plug here for Shonen Jump, even though they don't throw us a dime. Fucking throw us money! We could use it to pay people more for their hard work. Anyway.
Yes.
Anyway, you should definitely go check it out just so you can read the entire series. It's so good, dude. It's so effing good. Anyway, yeah, man. This is crazy good news, and Demon Slayer is amazing, both in anime and manga, and it absolutely deserves all the accolades that it's getting. Do I think it's One Piece level good? No, but it's still really, really good. It's up there. It's definitely in that Naruto, Bleach, like, I think the only reason why I won't put it above Naruto is because Naruto had a lot more time to develop, like, its story, and Demon Slayer feels like it was such a short series. I think it lasted, like, what, 5, maybe 6 years tops? Like, man, dude,
Yeah.
it was a short series. I think if it had had more time, if it had been one of the... It could have definitely been a mainstay of Jump, but, you know, I'm okay with what happened and where it went. I just think if the characters and the story had had more time to grow and develop, it probably could have surpassed easily, not just Naruto and Bleach, but could have easily overtaken One Piece. It's not because One Piece has been around for forever. It's just that Oda is an amazing fucking storyteller. Like, love or hate the animation, the story and the way he, like, ties characters and other stories to each other, and the way it feels so fucking natural and organic, I just gotta give it up for Oda as a storyteller. He's a fucking brilliant writer. And, you know, I'm a writer, so obviously I'm gonna gravitate towards story. But and also those stories come with interesting characters. And again, I think Demon Slayer had that, and if it had gone further, I think it could have done it. But yeah, guys, what are your thoughts?
I know Demon Slayer ended, so it's sad in that aspect that it really did end. I wanted it to continue a lot further, but honestly, I know the circumstances wouldn't allow it.
And also, I was kind of cool with the ending.
Yeah, no, the ending was fine. There are a few things I wish we could get.
That's the problem. That's the problem too, is that the ending was fine. It wasn't great. Like, I felt like it was a great series that had an okay ending. It wasn't bad. I didn't hate the ending, but like it doesn't leave like a giant lasting kind of impression lukewarm with me. Yeah, a little bit. Like, I would say just barely above lukewarm.
Okay.
Yeah. Like, it left a good impression on me, but it didn't hold up to everything that had come before. Like, it didn't have the impact that everything else before it had. And that's probably why, like, oh my god, there was such hype for everything, and then that final chapter, while it was cool, it was just like, bro, really? Anyway, if y'all don't have anything more y'all want to say about this, we'll move on to our final story, because this is almost 2 hours.
On to the final, because we've been going.
Yep. Okay, WandaVision dropped its trailer for the Emmys, and out of nowhere, guys, this looks cerebral as fuck, kind of dark, and I'm here for it. I'm down.
If this is okay, who is directing it?
I don't know. But well, it's probably multiple
Because-
directors because it's episodic. I'm down because I also Calvin, I think you might also be in this group. I don't know about you, Phil, but like I grew up with like shit at Nick at Night. You remember Nick at Night with I Love Lucy,
Yep.
Dick Van Dyke Show,
Yeah.
Bewitched, all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I grew up with that, so you know it definitely has a lot of this Nick at Night feel to it. But at the same time, I'm also getting like later on stuff like with Full House, Roseanne. Like I've got kind of those feelings with it too. So I'm already on board for that, and I understand the story that's being told, and I'm very intrigued by the ways that they're telling this story. And I mean, people have already started talking about some things like we've got Monica Rambeau showing up. And we even get Vision in his full like outfit and everything, and I'm like, okay, that's kind of cool. But this is supposed to be, yeah, this is it. Looks like she's being pulled from one place to another, and this is supposed to be Monica Rambeau, who we've already met. She was the little girl in Captain Marvel. So this is that little girl that was in Captain Marvel, the character, not the actress, clearly, but yeah, that's supposedly her, and this is going to start us off with dealing with the multiverse. And
Which we already knew that the Doctor Strange movie was going to be fucking dark. But if this is a hint of it, oh my god.
also giving just a hint to Elizabeth, just gotta tip my hat to Elizabeth Olsen and oh god, the how did I suddenly forget his name? The actor that plays Vision. Yeah, like tip my hat to them because they are killing it in this trailer. They are just killing it. Also, I love seeing the mom from that 70s show in kind of a Bewitched
Yes.
setting.
I have to agree.
I'm really it was so weird to see her in a 70s show thing, and like the husband's just pounding. She's like, stop it, and I'm just waiting for her to call Red a dumbass. You know? That's what I'm really rating. I was like, shut up, Red, you dumbass. But yeah, I'm getting that Saint kind of feel. Yeah, man, it's definitely like I'm loving the Bewitched stuff. Also, all right, so you've got the witch chick that was in the car or whatever that told Vision that why do you think I'm dead? Because you are. I can't be the only one. This is also her right here, right? That's her. This is gonna be a gas. The girl that's saying this is gonna be a gas, and then she shows up later.
Yeah, all right.
And then she shows up in like the as the witch in the car. Cause look at her face.
I thought that was Wanda in a different.
No, that's not Wanda. And then look, that's her again.
Yeah.
And they're saying that she could be like the Nightmare or something. Like she's supposed to be the villain in this, and that she could be the villain that bleeds over into Doctor Strange, Multiverse of Madness. Which, bruh, like, because this is supposed to connect directly to the Doctor Strange movie that's coming up. So, I know we've been kind of bummed out because we've been talking Marvel stuff about Black Panther, but it's nice to go and get a change of pace and be like excited for Marvel stuff again, you know? Marvel's been kind of quiet lately, and we've either been talking about DC or the sad passing of Chadwick Boseman. It's nice to have a positive, like, exciting conversation about Marvel. Calvin, you've been kind of quiet. I want to get your thoughts.
I've been quiet because I know very little about this, so
That's okay. That's okay, dude. I have not read House
No
of
one
M.
knows what this is about.
Yeah,
That's what.
that's
exciting.
yeah. It's all good. We heard that it's loosely based on House of M, which I have like a smidge of knowledge about, but that's basically it.
House of M is the biggest what if scenario series from Marvel.
Literally, House of M. House of M is the moment where. Okay, so here's the thing that you need to know about Wanda Maximoff, aka Scarlet Witch. She can remake reality to whatever she wants. she's ungodly powerful. They're like, oh, Captain Marvel's powerful. I'm like, Scarlet Witch would fucking own Captain Marvel. Literally, she whispered the words, no more mutants, and she created a world, and she literally changed the world to where mutants no longer existed. Like, the people existed, but the mutation gene was gone.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Scarlet Witch is crazy powerful. But yeah, none of us know necessarily what's happening here. We're just kind of all guessing, and we're just talk about the trailer. What are some of the things that you saw in the trailer that you liked or disliked?
Calvin or me?
Calvin.
Oh. I just have to like make a statement overall because I've only seen the trailer once, and there's probably a lot of things that I missed.
That's okay.
I mean, it was fun seeing Deborah Jo Rupp, aka Kitty Foreman, just show up out of nowhere.
That was nice.
Well,
Can we get the rest of the cast of that 70s show?
I swear to God, if Red shows up somewhere, I'm gonna die.
Yeah, there we go. Get Red Foreman showing up later.
But like you guys giving a bit more context has me more interested.
Right. And I gotta be real, guys. This isn't just straight up my thoughts. I typically when a trailer comes out, I'll watch the trailer and then I'll watch like people's reactions to the trailer and get their thoughts and like some of their speculation. I'm like, oh, that's pretty cool. And I like sharing that here because I like putting out those ideas and seeing, where things go. So I will also encourage that with our shows. Is just, guys, don't just watch the trailer. Get, expand your horizons, because there are people out there that will react to these trailers that know way more than we do, and it's kind of cool to get like little tidbits of that.
No, I get that.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to start doing that.
Oh yeah, it's always good to check out those reactions, man. Alrighty, so that is our show. But for those of you that don't know, that's not the end of Anime and Stuff this week. We are doing an interview with Chef PK. I am super excited. I can't not talk about this at the end. We're doing an interview with Chef PK, 10 a.m. Pacific time. That will put you at 9 if you live in Alaska, 9 in the morning. It is 11 in the morning if you're in Mountain Time, unless you live in Arizona, which is one of the few states that rightfully does not believe in daylight savings time. Then if you're over here in the central side of things, that will be at noon. If you live on the East Coast, 1 in the afternoon. Come check us out live. If you can't make it to see us live, come check it out afterwards. It's going to be right here on the main channel. Please come check that out. Hopefully we can get some of the Chef PK guys over here as well, and they can be like, oh shit, this is an abridging channel, and check out some of our stuff too. That'd be kind of cool. Alrighty. That is all that we have to share. Hope you enjoyed this extra supersized episode. We're at 2 hours. So we did it, guys. We finally did a 2-hour episode in which we talked about a lot of stuff. And we didn't just talk about what was going on. We shared our thoughts. Yeah. And I like this format more. It felt more kind of like us.
Yeah.
And I am trying to shut up and let you guys give your thoughts and opinions more. So,
I hope we can have more like this.
Let's do this again next week.
Instead of just being like a news, like making it more like a almost like a newscast feel. Just
I don't want it to be straight news. I don't want to give you just the straight news, because if I were to do that, it'd be in this voice and it'd be horribly dull. But like I want to give the news, give my opinion, get like your opinions on stuff, whether you agree, disagree, blah blah blah. All that stuff. Yeah.
If you do that voice, everyone else in the call has to do that voice.
Good luck keeping up, Jack.
And here now the news.
Straight to you from the radio demon. All right. There was one story that we did cut out, and that was mostly because I hadn't checked it out. I am aware that the Night City tour trailer came out from Cyberpunk 2077. I do want to check that out. So there's that. Also, I am planning to start streaming on my channel again soon, and I'm gonna start up with what is gonna be crazy. I'm gonna also be playing Horizon Zero Dawn, only it's gonna be a hell of a lot different. I'm going to be playing it on ultra hard mode with my new Game Plus loadout. So I've already gone through most of the stuff. I haven't started the proving. I'm basically one side quest more than Calvin at this point and where he left off. But I know how to play. I did a playthrough on hard and I was like, dude, I tanked this game. So hard was too easy. So I put it on ultra hard because like there's more shit that I unlock at the end of the game if I beat it on ultra hard. So let's see if this game makes me cry, not from a good sad story, but from like I underestimated this game and it made me its bitch. So let's see if that's the case. So if you want to see that shit, like Zoinks Gaming, 3 words, on YouTube. Yeah, but like Zoinks Gaming on YouTube. I used to have our channels or whatnot down below. Now I don't have that. I'm just like, whatever. I will post here. Hold on. Let me post a thingy. I'll say hi in the chat or some shit. There, anime and stuff or some shit. Yee. There, anime and stuff. I will say hi as my character if you guys want to see that stuff. So hi, and if you want to, guys, feel free to jump in there and say hi to plug your channels if you want to plug your channels, if you have them that you want to plug. Blah.
Well, as we're doing it, obviously, hey guys, it's Val. If you enjoy what we do here, obviously follow us on a lot of our social media, such as our Twitters and stuff.
At PhatDogStudios. Guys, all of our social media stuff is down below. Our Twitter, our Facebook, our website, the gaming channel, and I think that's about it. Yeah. And our Patreon. Yeah. Yes, our Patreon.
Yes.
Don't be a Dave. Become a patron today.
Yep.
Alrighty. Calvin, anything to plug?
Go listen to my radio show tomorrow. It's awesome. And it's on radiofreebrooklyn.com, 11 p.m.
Which, by the way, radiofreebrooklyn.com is a 501c3 nonprofit. In case you didn't know.
I mean, that is true.
And you should go check out last week's episode when it's up on the archives because...
it's up.
Oh, you should definitely check out last week's episode in the archives then because... we basically had a giant celebration of Calvin because it was 100 episodes. I got to come in and talk about how amazing Calvin is, and it basically became a thing of like all of us talking about Calvin in a way to possibly make him blush so hard that tomatoes seemed not as red.
Aww.
Yeah. It was essentially a Calvin love fest.
The entire episode.
It was a Calvin love fest.
It did feel good. It felt really good.
Positive reinforcement.
Oh, makes
I need more of that.
I'm telling you, man. That 2020 post I made earlier today seems a lot more legit now. Oh, Cthulhu and Godzilla got their times mixed up. Man, 2020 is weird. Nobody can get their schedules right. All right, everybody. Good night.
Night.
Good night, everybody.
Or good morning. No, good morning. And in case I don't see you again, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.
Bye.
Bye.